right.
Here we go.
So, okay, and you pronounce your name Charlottem, right?
No, like Charlottem.
Charlottem. Okay. Okay. All right. So Charlottem is one of competitive's more casual players, with only a few seasons under her belt. But she did place second as Offensive Rookie of the Season in her debut, showing some shades of promise. While Char does enjoy TagPro passively and enjoys more of the community aspect, her priorities are more life focused, with her career in activism being at the forefront. Hey, Charlotte, hope you're doing good.
Hey, I'm doing so
And
good.
you're doing good today?
Yes.
Um, Good to hear. Good to hear. So, let's just start with TagPro. How did you find the game?
In middle school, I dated the player Dr. Juke, and he was like all about it. And so he introduced me to it. I didn't play very much because I was like really, really bad at it, and it stopped being fun for him like really fast. But that's how I got involved with the game and everything. And then many years later in college, I randomly remembered the game and started playing it and got one of my friends into it. And I would play it between classes, I would play it in class. That lasted just like a couple weeks. And then a couple years after that, I reconnected with this childhood internet friend, and he had a Discord server with his internet friends, and I introduced several of them to TagPro. One of those people was Timmy Sumball, and then yeah, the rest is history.
Wow, yeah. So you knew a few people um, outside of within TagPro. You knew them outside of TagPro.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think you have a more kind of unique outlook on the game by finding it through people instead of online. Um, Finding TagPro is always special, but I think it's a little different when you can put a face to the people, behind the balls. Do you think people would be as passionate about the game without the community aspect?
I don't think so. I think every game you just build a community out of it. Like you're playing it a lot, you like friend people, you start playing with the same people. With Tag Pro, obviously it's different because there's a super active Discord server that goes along with it. But there's like the subreddits for it, there's the wikis and Steam forums for every game. I think when it's like a team type of game, you're more prone to finding and building those communities. Um, but I mean, I'm a very, very, very casual gamer. And so like games are fun, but when they're multiplayer, I like there's no point to me if I'm not playing with people that I know and I like, which is why I don't pub very often because I don't want to just be like sitting in my room malding about this game and there's no one to like share in the agony or sometimes joy with me.
Yeah, whether it's like a win or a loss, whether it's good or bad, it feels better when you're playing with people you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I can see that. Um, and being with us having smaller rosters, I think that helps too. It used to be there was, you know, 8, 9 people on one team, and it was still tight knit, and you kind of knew everyone. But um, as the community's gotten a little smaller, it has felt a little more kind of tight knit. Um,
Yeah. And the seasons I played before, I was like not super involved because I mean, this is going to sound like so stupid, but I didn't understand the point of being like super involved. Like, for some reason, somehow in my mind, like it did not connect to me. Like, talk to these people, pub with these people, go to scrims and everything. I was like, nope, just hop on for the games and that's it. Um, so I definitely didn't connect with my teammates as much as I could have and should have, but that will be different this season.
oh yeah, that'll be
Yes.
uh, that'll be exciting. There's definitely kind of different levels of being involved with Tag Pro. And there's different levels of being involved with competitive too. Um, and I think, yeah, it does help your relationships if you really dive into it and give it the time. Um, so, yeah, despite me playing the game for years, you were the first person I ever had a meetup with, and still only one of two people I've seen in real life. The other being someone I also found and dated within the community. So that's another thing we have in common. And we both played on Land Before Timers. That was your first rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a super common thing, but as the community gets older, romantic relationships seem to pop up more. But whether as friends or more than friends, I guess just to reiterate, like, what is it about TagPro you think that brings people together?
I think that it's just kind of such a like niche, weird game. Like, however big it got in the past, I don't think it was ever like big, thinking like Overwatch, Fortnite, those types of things. When I was younger, I was like super into browser games and like browser sim games. And those are also way bigger than Tag Pro. So I think the fact that it is small and like kind of niche and the premise, I always feel stupid when I explain it to people because I'm like, I don't think it sounds like fun or interesting at all. Like you're
Me
playing
too,
capture the
yeah.
flag with balls and there's like 8 pixels per screen. I think that helps the community feel more close knit and encourages those deeper relationships. Just because, yeah, it's kind of a niche interest. And then, especially with the comp factor, where you are or are supposed to spend a lot of time with those people in the team. And then the more seasons you play, you do that again with the same people, new people. So I think just the game, the comp setup, and the Discord server are really conducive to developing those like personal relationships.
Yeah, I struggle with explaining it too to people. It being so niche, it does feel like a kind of underground thing that we're all involved in.
Yeah, we're like all in on the like secret.
Yeah, exactly. And it is the same people kind of over and over every season. So every season you're kind of building on the previous one, individually and kind of as a whole. Um, well, building off that, what compelled you to sign up again? Just the big number, or was it something else?
No, I mean I did have fun when I was playing. Even though obviously I'm not great at it and there was some drama in my seasons, but it was a good time. And now, with how work and school are going and my new boyfriend, it just felt like now I have kind of like the time and the energy and everything to do it again. So, going to play this season, kind of see how it goes, see if I'm able to improve literally at all. And then I may keep signing up. I may decide that I'm truly too casual for comp. We'll just kind of see how the season goes.
Okay, so yeah, you'll be kind of testing the water. You are returning after past
Quite some time.
seven seasons. Yeah, so big comeback. Um, well, how does your boyfriend feel about Tag Pro? How much have you explained? Have you gotten to the point of him playing the game? I think there's levels of like getting someone else into Tag Pro too.
Yeah, I've explained the game to him and I talked to him a lot about conversations in the Discord. So he definitely is familiar with the game and the community and like my involvement and everything. I've never asked him to play. I don't think he would be super into it. But he also doesn't have a laptop or a computer, and I just have my MacBook and then my like super shitty ancient dinosaur gaming laptop. So there's not a great way for us to play it together anyway.
I guess the only thing I could think of is if he has an Android, he could play off mobile.
He does not.
No, yeah, so that's all your options gone. Um, well, it's still cool that he knows about kind of the inner workings of stuff through you. Um, well, again, like it was a nice surprise to see you sign up, but I honestly didn't expect it because I know you have so much going on. I know you have your new boyfriend. Um, so how do you plan on balancing in real life stuff with tag stuff?
Well, my new job is super flexible. I can really totally set my schedule. basically, as long as I'm hitting 40 hours a week and like getting all my tasks done, it doesn't matter when I work. I get to work from home most of the week. And then my boyfriend works mostly nights and weekends. So I just have a lot of free time, like in the evenings, to spend in the comp world.
So are you still working at the animal shelter? Or do you still have that going on?
No, so it was never an animal shelter. I started an animal rescue just like out of my house. Took in several animals, got several animals adopted, went to some events, raised money, helped a lot of pet owners out. And then it just got to be a lot. I was doing pretty much everything by myself. And it was honestly really emotionally draining and challenging, just being so involved with like neglect and abuse. And being like the only organization in my area that did a lot of what I did. So I was constantly getting like texts, calls, emails, social media messages about like all these crazy situations. And I think when I started it, I wasn't really working, or I was like working not very much. And then I changed jobs a couple times. Things were like super fucking crazy with my ex and his drama situations. And I was just kind of like, I don't know if I want to be doing this right now. I definitely do want to and hope to return to that in the future. But doing everything out of my house, like I literally could not take in more animals because I didn't have the space. It was really hard to find like foster homes and volunteers and stuff. So it just got to be way too much. All the animals I have now, except for my rabbit Moose, are from that time period. Like they were all animals that people surrendered to me. Which Moose, his owner did surrender him to me, but that was way after I stopped doing the rescue, so I don't really count that the same way. But still very passionate about like good animal care. And like I said, I would like to start rescuing and stuff again in the future. But once I have bigger house, bigger property, and some close friends that can help me out with the mission.
Yeah, yeah. Animals take up a lot of space and a lot of time. I didn't realize quite like you were kind of running everything by yourself. Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
like a big undertaking.
Yeah, it was a lot. And yeah, there's just so many things that go into it that I wasn't really expecting. I definitely had a very, very naive mindset going into it because I had followed all these other rescues for so long, and it seemed like everything they did was like so easy. They got so much support. They got like so many donations, all this stuff. They were able to like buy these additional properties and like just all these things. And I was like, well, I found a niche in that space for my area. And so I was like, oh, like that means it'll be that easy for me and I'll like blow up that much. And that was definitely not the case. Again, went in with a super naive mindset, wasn't prepared for everything that I needed to do and should have done. And so it just got like way too big for me, like very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, which is understandable. That's running a rescue. Yeah, definitely a team makes it easier. Well, even if like some of it was stressful and maybe you bit off a little more than you could chew, like what positive lessons or experiences do you think you had from running it?
Oh, well, I got all my animals, which was super awesome. Um, I it definitely made me more kind of like tenacious in personal endeavors because I would send out a lot of cold contacts, whether it's for foster homes, volunteers, donations, like anything. And so that's helped me a lot with work because if I like am trying to like connect with another professional to get referrals for a client, or like I hosted a fundraiser for my last job and raised $1,500 just from me texting, DMing. Yeah.
With a
I got
fundraiser.
really used to doing a lot of cold contacts, and that has transferred to pretty much every job I've had since then. I raised $600 for an online fundraiser for my animal rescue, which actually several TagProers donated to and participated in. And that cost $0 on my end. I just messaged like tons of small businesses around me, explained who I was, the mission, and was like, do you want to donate everything? And I raised $600 through that silent auction. And then at my previous job, I raised $1,500 through this vendor market I did, which again, I'm just looking up businesses in the area. I'm messaging them, calling them, emailing them. I went around to tons of businesses physically to put up flyers about the market. So I'm no longer afraid of doing those like cold contacts. I had to draft up like contracts for my adoptees and foster homes and volunteers. I had to create applications for those things. I set standards for my animal care. I had to navigate a couple like abuse and neglect situations, had to do a lot finding homes for some of the animals I took in. So learned a lot of really, really important skills. And every time I've talked about that in interviews, employers are very impressed by that. I'm getting my master's in social work, and so I'm going to be in the nonprofit sector for a lot of my career. And so with that situation, I wasn't just like working it. I wasn't just leading it. Like I was totally running it and doing 100% of that process. So it's definitely helped me a lot as a professional, and just as a person. I think when you do that level of like nonprofit work, it does a lot of good things for your character.
Yeah, that's a lot of moving parts. You have to have a go-getter attitude if you're gonna be running something like that, especially like by yourself. Um, yeah, that does sound like a lot. Um, but I think it being about animals and it being something you care about probably helped a lot too.
Yeah, it was definitely a labor of love. And that is like 100% what kept me going when I would be like, holy fucking shit, like this is so much. I have so much to do. I'm so busy with all these fucking animals and all these people and initiatives and everything. But I was like, this is really important to me. This is important to the area and the world. And like I said, I found a niche in my area. So I was like the only person doing a lot of what I did. So I was like, this is good work. It's important work. It's necessary work. So every day I would just wake up and do it again.
Yeah, it's all worth it in the end. Like people will appreciate it, the animals appreciate it, and who else is gonna do it,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. All right, well, bit of an easier one. What pets do you have at home right now?
Right now, I have a fish tank, 4 guinea pigs, 2 rabbits, a bearded dragon, a tortoise, and then there's my dog who is at my house sometimes.
Yeah, and you said you had a moose. It was a bunny named Moose or a rabbit named Moose.
Yes, my
You still have
rabbits are
them.
Angel and Moose. Angel's the white one, Moose is the not white one. I've posted lots of pictures of both of them in the general channel, and then I've got Babe, Wilbur, Tot, and Spud, the guinea pigs.
Babe, Wilbur,
Um,
Tot, and Spud. Okay.
Only one of my fish has a name. His name is Rick Ross. He was the biggest of his type of fish, and then all the
Mm-hmm.
other fish of his type died. Um,
Oh,
and then my bearded dragon is named Penny. My tortoise is named Littlefoot, and my dog is Daisy May.
your tortoise is named Littlefoot, like
Yes,
from Land Before Time.
yes.
That is so cute.
I didn't pick his name. He came to me like that, and I was like, he's been called that for so much of his life, and I met him as that. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep it Littlefoot
Mm-hmm. You could, if you really wanted to, you could paint the Land Before Timers logo
on his shell.
on his shell. Yeah, that would get
I
some karma
might
on the subreddit.
I might get with Fender about making Littlefoot the official mascot of LBT.
I think you'd like that. Well, you did say that you were a vegetarian for a year and a half. Do you have any other values or issues that are important to you?
Oh, so many. I'm getting my master's in social work, so I'm a total social justice warrior. Proud to be a woke, blue-haired libtard. I have a lot of progressive values that are really important to me. Stuff with animals has always been a really big thing. I'm autistic, and so from a super young age, I always felt like I connected way more with animals than with people. And I never understood how people could like mistreat animals or not want to give them like the best life possible. Like I'm in a lot of animal care subreddits, and I see people going on and on about the minimum this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why are we chasing the minimum for these creatures that are totally dependent on us? Like, I don't want to be the bare minimum owner. I want to give them the best life possible, the most space possible, the most like enrichment possible. So that's really super important to me. And part of what I did when I ran the rescue is I would like comb Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist for like shitty animal supplies. And then I would be like, hey, I run this rescue. Would you want to donate this? And then I would go pick it up, and then I would just throw it away. Like teeny tiny fish tanks, trash. Those like horrible rainbow hamster plastic cage things, trash. There are a lot of things I would just grab it and throw it away.
I hate seeing the small fish tanks. I definitely get that.
Yeah. And yeah, there was only one situation where someone asked like weeks later, they were like, hey, like who ended up getting this? Like, can you send me pictures, updates, whatever? And I was like, fuck, oh my God. So I was just like, hey, no, I gave it to someone. I didn't keep in touch with them. Just they picked it up for free. So sorry, I don't have an update for you.
Yeah, do a little white lie, you know. Sometimes you got to do those. Circling back to TagPro, are you going to be on your ranked grind? Are you going to show up to every scrim, learning every bomb and boost?
Yes, I will be going to scrims. Like I said, and again, I understand how stupid I sound when I talk about TagPro stuff because I suck at the game and I'm not educated about it. But I did not get the point of scrims at all. I thought it was just like a little fun, like extra thing, whatever. And that's why I never went. And then I discussed it with Sin because I was like, how do people know the map so well? How do they know like the routes and where people are coming from? Like blah, blah, blah. And he was like, because people practice on the maps a lot and like learn it. And I was like, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. Like people just pick that up over time. And he was like, no, that's what the point of scrims are. Like you play on the maps for the upcoming games so that you learn everything. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, that is a really good idea.
Yeah, it's definitely just like any sport or anything. Like you definitely need that 10,000 hours to master it, you know. But also like I don't know, I played competitive for a good amount of seasons, and I was a little more like you. I was passionate about it, but I wasn't like too invested. But like season 37 is when I really started taking things seriously, and I have seen some improvement. So, you know, everyone is on a different timeline of progress. You know, so you're on your own timeline.
Yeah, that was the other thing with me is I was like, I've played. Oh, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, not that much. But I felt like I had played a lot of pubs, and I didn't think like anything about my skill or ability changed with amount of time played. And so that's another reason why I was like, okay, scrims aren't going to be important to me. I will not get better no matter how many times I play. But yeah, I've changed my mindset about it. I'm a little bit sweatier going into this season. So I'll be going to scrims. I will be participating in VODs. I will be seeking support and assistance from my captains and everything. So I'll be serious this season.
Hell yeah. Maybe me and you need a OFM. I definitely need to OFM a little more. No OFMing.
No, I'm so fucking bad at that. I don't understand how people are good at it at all. And also, like, I don't know. I get really scared when I have the flag. And if anyone has ever played a game with me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I try to not grab ever. And then as soon as I pick up the flag, my heart rate triples. I'm like pouring sweat. I'm like terrified. My brain is like, you are being hunted by a tiger in Africa right now. It's really stressful. So that's why I think since my first season, I try to just stay on defense because I can't handle the stress and the pressure.
Yeah, I definitely do get it. Yeah, a few more seasons, I'm sure the fear of God won't be in you when you have the flag. You just need more consistency, more time with it.
I hope so. It would be great if I could do both, offense and defense.
Well, that'll be just about all the questions. Do you have any closing comments or thoughts before the new season?
I'm calling it. I'm gonna win the Nooper this season. I will be doing autographs afterwards. I might release a line of merch as well. So yeah. Good luck,
You,
everybody else getting at
you,
most second place.
you heard it here first. Yeah. Everyone in novice better be scared. I hope I'm on your team then.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for this interview, and that'll about do it.
Cool. Yeah, it was great.
All right.